Hello once again, welcome to our e-learning for today. And for today's video, we're going to discuss Lesson 19, Vocabulary, African Princess. And here are your materials for today. And if you are prepared, let's start with the schedule for week 6. Alright, let's start. For this week, we're going to cover only vocabulary and spelling. For today, we're going to study vocabulary words only. We're not going to read any story for this week. Answer the worksheet attached in your class dojo, which is actually required for today. We will have a Zoom meeting at 11 a.m. today, so I hope that you are going to read, study the activities and the vocabulary word in this following video. And by 11 a.m. we're going to answer the worksheet. All of us will be answering, and I'll be checking your comprehension. And on Monday, tomorrow, you're going to answer the Socrative task, and it will cover the vocabulary that we're going to discuss for today. And on Wednesday, we will cover only spelling activities. If you are prepared with the lesson, let's start with the vocabulary words. And these words are found in page 548 to 549. Here are the following words. Okay, please read after me. Number 1, divine. Divine. Number 2, ceremonial. Ceremonial. 3, fragments. Fragments. 4, pondered. Pondered. 5, supportive. Supportive. 6, erected. Erected. 7, mission. Mission. 8, prosperity. Prosperity. 9, emerged. Emerged. And 10, depicted. Depicted. Okay, so here are your 10 vocabulary words for today. And if you don't have the copy of the book, I'm showing you right now the copy of these pages. Alright, so you can see here pictures from 1 to 10, and these pictures will be giving you ideas and how to make or find the meaning or definition of each vocabulary word. Okay, so I want you to pause this video and read on your own if you don't have your copy of the book. If you have, you can open up your book right now and start reading. So if you're done with this book right now, this page, we can continue to the vocabulary audiobook. Okay, so here you can skip this part if you know how to read on your own, but if you need help, you can actually open up this video right now and do not skip it. And while you're watching it, I want you to listen carefully to each diction and pronunciation of the words, and I want you to read accurately. And finally, if you did not understand it the first time, you can repeat it many times as you want. You can practice thoroughly by repeating the video and making the video slower. Now I'm going to click this for you.
Lesson 19. Language Detective. Talk about the writer's words. Work with a partner. Use the blue vocabulary words in new sentences that tell about the photos. Write the sentences. Vocabulary and context. 1. Divine. Pharaohs ruled Egypt by divine right. They claimed their power came from the gods. 2. Ceremonial. Pharaohs wore special ceremonial robes when attending important events in their temples and palaces. 3. Fragments. Digging in ancient ruins, archaeologists have found fragments of broken pottery and other objects. 4. Pondered. For centuries, people have pondered or thought deeply about the mystery of the Egyptian pyramids.
5. Supportive. Hatshepsut was supportive of her husband, Thutmose II, and helped him rule Egypt wisely. 6. Erected. Several impressive stone monuments were erected or built when Hatshepsut ruled Egypt. 7. Mission. Hatshepsut sent traders on a mission. She asked them to bring goods back from the land of Punt. 8. Prosperity. Crops flourished in the rich soil around the Nile River, making ancient Egypt a land of prosperity. 9. Emerge. When historians learned to read ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, new information about Egypt began to emerge. 10. Depicted. In Egyptian art, the god Thoth is often depicted with the head of a bird, the ibis.
Alright, let's continue with our activities for today. We have two activities only for today, and we're going to answer letter A and letter B. For letter A, find the context clues. So we've been doing this for the past 5 weeks. So finding the context clues. So what are you going to do? You're going to read the sentences and find the context clues in the vocabulary pages. So here you can find number 1 and number 2, divine and ceremonial. So let's read. Pharaohs ruled Egypt by divine right. They claimed their power came from the gods. And number 2, ceremonial. Pharaohs wore special ceremonial robes when attending important events in their temples and palaces. Okay? Now, I want you to pause this video and find the context clues. Again, remember, context clues are words or phrases or group of words that will give us clues or tips so that we can find the meaning and understand the meaning of each vocabulary word. Okay, for number 1, what's the context clue? For number 2, what is the context clue? Answer it now. Okay, so let's answer. For number 1, divine, it's gods. Okay, so before, in the Egyptian civilization, pharaohs whatsoever, they believed that their right, their power as a ruler is from the gods. Okay. Next, for number 2, the context clue for the word ceremonial is the word important events. So they use ceremonial robes for important events. So they follow something. So that's ceremonial. Okay. So these words are giving us ideas about the meaning of the word divine and ceremonial. Let's go to 3 and 4. Alright, fragments and pondered. Let's read. Digging in ancient ruins, archaeologists have found fragments of broken pottery and other objects. And number 4, pondered. For centuries, people have pondered or thought deeply about the mystery of the Egyptian pyramids. Alright? So, again, I want you to pause this video and find what is the context clue, or what are the context clues for number 3 and context clues for number 4. Okay? Now, fragments. I think you know what are fragments, and I think you know what automatically is the word pondered. Okay? The context clues are the following. Number 3, fragments. So, broken pottery or objects. So, as you can see here, fragments. Here are fragments. Okay? So, these words, broken pottery or objects, are giving us the idea about what is fragments or what are fragments. And number 4, pondered, thought deeply. So as you can see here, or thought deeply. Okay, so which means thinking deeply about something that is pondered. So as you can see, we are done with 1 to 4, finding the context clues from 1 to 4. So I'm requiring you right now to answer number 5 to 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you can copy these answers in your worksheet later. 1 to 4, we're done. So you're going to answer only 5 to 10. Alright? So, again, you can do the following things so that it will be easier for you, the tricks and tips. So, you can use a dictionary or the glossary found at the end of your book. So, you can start scanning the words right now in the glossary of your book and your dictionary. If you want an easier activity, you can use your internet, your Google, your Safari, or any internet browser that you have at home. Or you can use this link right now, https://www.dictionary.com/browse/google. Alright? Now, I'm going to show you how to answer this activity by using Google browsers. So let's open it up. So click on Google and now type the word that you want to find. Example number 1, divine. Divine and the word meaning. Okay? So divine meaning. So you can see here right now, and you can click this this icon over here if you want to know how to pronounce it correctly.
Divine. Divine.
Alright, so let's go to the following meanings. So you can see here, of or like God or a god. So heroes with divine powers. So the similar meaning for each word of this word is godly, godlike, angelic, seraphic, saintly, beatific, spiritual. So that's the word divine. So again, you can find the meaning and some example of sentences using the word divine. The meaning again and the sentences. So it's quite easy to find these answers in Google. So let's go back. So let's go to letter B. This is the second activity for today. You're going to use each vocabulary word in a sentence. So I'm going to give you 4 examples. Again, these examples, I made them and I researched actually for making these sentences. Alright? So you can do this also on your own. For number 1, I'm using the word divine. Okay? kings claimed they ruled by a divine right. So this is actually true for hundreds and thousands of years ago, when kings, they claim that their power or of ruling is actually from God or gods. Number two, they use ceremonial dress for the wedding. Okay, so there are many ceremonies that we have in the world. So for example, for wedding, you need to have your ceremonial dress, or what they call the wedding dress. Number three, he tried to put the fragments of a broken glass together. So fragments, which means broken parts or pieces of a clay or something, of an object. Okay. And finally, number four, he pondered about what she said. So pondered, which means thought deeply, thinking about something important. Okay. So as you can see, I made 1 to 4 examples for the vocabulary. I want you to do from 1 to 10 also. Okay. So I think you can do that, and you will be answering this activity in the worksheet that is attached in your class dojo. Okay, again, I'm going to give you tricks and tips on answering this activity. So you can again use your internet browser. You go to Google, go to this part, click it, and then use divine in a sentence. So click that first one. Now you can see different words and sentences over here. Okay. I want you to not copy the ideas. You can get only ideas from these examples. Do not copy it. Just make your own by reading some examples. Okay. So we're going to discuss right now the worksheet. So write your answers in the attached file in your class dojo. Now I'm going to open up the worksheet for today, and I'm going to explain to you how to answer the following activities. So this is your activity for today. For question number 1, vocabulary, you're going to again write the definition or meaning of each vocabulary. So from your answers or from your notebook, your internet or your dictionary, write the meaning of divine, write the definition of ceremonial, write the meaning of fragments up to 10. So we answered 1 to 4, the context clues only. So I want you to give the full meaning. So not context clues, but the full meaning that you found in your glossary, dictionary, or your browser. Okay, so you can answer over here, 1 to 10. And you go to question number 2, that's 11 to 20. What are you going to do is, again, on sentences, you're going to use each word in a sentence, just like I gave you some examples a while ago. So write a sentence here using the word divine, write a sentence using the word ceremonial, write a sentence here using the words fragment, and that's the same thing that you're going to do up to number 20. So each word in a sentence. Okay, so when you're done, I want you to do the question number 3, which is quite easy. You're going to answer these questions from 1 through 5. What does the word fragments mean in the sentence below? So you read the sentence and find the meaning of the word fragments here. And that's the same with number 2 to number 5. So you have 3 pages only for today. Okay, so we're going to discuss this later on our Zoom meeting. Okay, I hope you need to be ready, and you're required to be ready with this activity later on. Okay, now let's go to the reminders for today's activity. First, I want you to again read the vocabulary words, study them carefully in your book or in this video, answer the worksheet. So before 11 a.m. today, I want you to start doing your worksheet, and for the Zoom meeting for today, which is in 11 a.m. and I'll be again doing some scheduled meeting for you. I will be sending you some messages in the class dojo story or messages for your parents. And do not forget the Socrative task of this vocabulary lesson tomorrow, Monday. Okay, so I think we're done for the discussing about vocabulary lesson for today. I hope you learned something new for today, and that's it. Thank you for watching. This is Mr. Johnson signing off. Thank you and goodbye.